Hello, guys. Alright, today I just want to take time to talk about the gaming industry, and more focusing on possibly the most popular game company out there today, Blizzard. Now, in the past, I have made no secret of my disdain for StarCraft 2. However, I'm not going to talk about StarCraft 2 this time. I'm going to talk about Blizzard on the whole. All the games they're producing now, and the games that people are already having a lot of fun with. You know, you got World of Warcraft, Diablo 3's in production, StarCraft 2's in production. And a lot of people still even play the original StarCraft and Warcraft 3. It's no joke. So, there is no denying how popular and successful and, wonderful Blizzard is. I love the Blizzard company. It's possibly one of my favorite companies out there. Now, when people said, I hate StarCraft 2, that is not true. I am anticipating StarCraft 2 probably more than any of you are. However, I'm just remaining cautiously skeptical because, I have a feeling StarCraft 2 is going to be... See, when you look at Diablo 3 in production, you see that they've transformed the entire game. It's not Diablo 2 with a graphical facelift like StarCraft 2 is. I honestly do not see any changes in StarCraft 2, and I'm just not a person who wants to get all hyped up and psyched and then just be majorly disappointed. Because that's just how, games... can be. They can just turn... Yeah, they like games such as Far Cry 2, for example. We've made a previous video on Far Cry 2 complimenting all the good things and yet criticizing a lot. And when we come to realize Far Cry 2 was really nothing special, and in the end we were actually quite disappointed. So, I just don't want that to happen to me as far as Blizzard goes, because I just wish Blizzard went out on a limb and reinvented the genre, not just because that's what the Blizzard's greatest strong point and also the weakest point is. They honestly, if you can hate me and say I'm full of crap, but you honestly have to admit that Blizzard has very little imagination. They never go out on a limb. They never really do anything different. They just do what's been done a million times, but they do it a lot better. And people seem to think that just makes them, gods in the gaming industry just because they can make that one product, but make it just that much better. So that's just all I really have to say about that. So basically what I'm trying to say to all of you is that, me and Kane, all of Wiikspeak, we love Blizzard. We love it. However, we're almost trying to warn you guys to not be too disappointed, because I have a feeling, maybe not Diablo 3. Diablo 3 looks like it has more hope, but StarCraft 2 especially. It seems like a game that's... it just gets noticed because of what's come before. It's kind of like Halo 2. Halo 2 sucked, but it got so much recognition just because of Halo 1, just because it carried the same title, just because it was part of the same, train of ingenuity. But in the end, Halo 2 was nothing special. Matter of fact, it sucked. So, when you just look at StarCraft 2, it's just StarCraft 1 with, graphical facelift. That's all it is. You cannot truly say they've added anything new. Sure, a few units and a few powers, but that is not changing anything about the game. Nothing at all. However, I'm still very much anticipating the game. I just wish Blizzard would give us a little more information. That's one of the things I find very disappointing about Blizzard. The only thing they really seem to put effort in are their jokes. You always see them being totally timely with the April Fool's jokes and all these other jokes and all these silly little updates on their website, but when you see the stuff that really matters, all the new units and stuff, yeah, you might get... maybe half a unit every 5 months, something like that if you're lucky. Maybe you might get background on a new planet, maybe a year or two from now. Maybe you might learn a little background from that totally inconsequential background character. You might learn that, the Zerg are starting to have butt sex, which makes babies be able to explode or something like that. But that doesn't really matter. That's not changing the game. That's not what I want to hear. I want to hear facts. I want to hear what's going to happen. I want to have a release date. I want to have Blizzard be able to freaking move forward. And what bothers me about the company is when I say, when I made comment that, they worked for StarCraft 2 for a while and then just shifted their attention to Diablo 3, and then people said, oh, you're wrong, man, hold up, they're two different totally parts of Blizzard, they hardly even interact at all. But that makes it even worse, because from all my experience observing companies, they say that the number one thing a company needs is collaboration. How are you supposed to have collaboration when the company is split right down the middle? let alone making games as slow as they do, releasing inconsequential information as they do, yet being so exceedingly popular. So far this entire argument has just been me bashing Blizzard. I suppose I could say good things about the game, and the games, and the company. Well, I grew up playing Blizzard games. StarCraft is the very first RTS I ever played. I played it when I was like 5. It's a great game, beautiful game. I loved it. And I still love it, Still play it all the time. Still play Warcraft all the time. I never really got into World of Warcraft, but that's beside the point. And then, so you see these games in production. Diablo 3 looks wonderful. The only thing I can really complain about is I wish they'd incorporate, a few new classes. 5 seems a bit limiting, but underwhelming. And StarCraft, all the units look great, the animations look great, graphically the game looks phenomenal. I mean, I'd say the unit animations aren't maybe as great as, say, like Dawn of War 2, and the shaders are about equal to, like, the shaders and the explosions and the brightness and the contrast, all of that's about equal to, I'd say, like, Red Alert 3 level. But both those games look phenomenal, so, I mean, StarCraft 2, graphically it's reached all I really hoped it would reach. It looks great. I just hope that they keep the same sort of spark the first game had, and I really hope it makes it's not as rock, paper, scissors as they've shown it. But I'd say the major things I don't like about StarCraft 2 are just the lacks of, like, main bullet points. There's nothing really changing about the game, like a new race. You don't have a new race. I really hope it has a badass editor to compensate for that, because Warcraft 3's editor was great. Second of all, it really pisses me off when a company works forever on a product and then just get lazy and then releases half of the product and says, oh, we'll release the other half later. But StarCraft 2, it's not the point. In this case, they're releasing 1/3 of the product and then releasing the other 2/3 later. Yeah, only the Terran campaign. God, that is so underwhelming. Unless that Terran campaign is like 50 levels long, and then the Zerg and the Protoss games come out, I don't know, maybe like half a year later, I will be very, very disappointed and very underwhelmed with Blizzard. Do you have anything to say about this, Kane?
Well, yeah, about like StarCraft only reaching the Terran campaign. That's pretty funny. But like Blizzard, like you said, Blizzard seems to make games that follow the exact same trend over and over again. And when the first game, I mean, you liked it because usually when you like a game a lot, it's because there's not really many other games that are like it. And that's the way StarCraft shined. It was like one of a kind. I mean, sure, there was other RTSs, but it then and even still has an extremely huge fan base because obviously there's something about the game that everyone likes. Well, if they make StarCraft 2 the exact same game, there's going to be the people who play it because StarCraft 1 the first StarCraft was great, and now they just get to play the same game with better graphics. But really, like you said, there needs to be some change because when I play an RTS, graphics aren't the first thing I notice. And after 11 years it's been now, you think they could have done more than that. And I don't know. I just seem to like companies that release products that can satisfy my needs for a bit at a fast rate. I still love Blizzard, but I think companies that release games at a faster rate really work well. I guess. I don't know. It seems like only the smaller companies do that, though. Like a lot of the really small companies, like Insomniac and stuff, that like don't seem to they don't make the huge titles. They just make the games that are really fun to play.